Hello guys, Zennosh here and welcome to Valor Legends Eternity. And today in this video, I'm here to tell you guys the top 3 heroes that you are supposed to reroll for in this game, because they are going to be a lot more helpful than compared to other heroes out there in terms of easy and quick gameplay progression. That said, let's get this started. The first one on the list, and I would say the most OP unit in this game, is going to be no other than the Nightmare Archmage Yulvyin. This guy out here is designed for massive damage output against the opponents. He can wipe the opponents like they are nothing. Okay, that's how good he really is. He's a mage class unit and he has attack stat of 2002 points, which is really high, meaning like his basic attack stat alone actually guarantees him very high massive damage output right off the bat, which is so good indeed. And when we are gonna look into his skills, his damage modifier is really high as well, 480% of attack damage to enemies out there, which can be improved up to 960% of attack. Oh my god, that's a lot. And in addition, he can also inflict debuff on the opponents. Yes, you heard me right. The enemy's attack speed will be reduced by 20% for 8 seconds, and at max the attack speed will be reduced by 35% at stage 15, which is massive, especially in the PvP arena battle. So if you want to have your PvP arena battle real easy, real good and real competitive, then guess what guys, having this guy in your team is a must. Being able to reduce the attack speed of opponents by 35% is no joke, and it can provide you a lot of advantage against your opponents, because it just allows you to go before your opponents most of the time, and that can help you a lot in a lot of strategy elements out there. So anyways, that said, this guy is a must-have unit right away. Next one is going to be his Nightmare Beam. With this skill as well, he can deal a lot of damage to the opponents, and in addition, as a debuff, he can reduce the health restoration effect of the opponents by 30% for 8 seconds, which can be improved up to 50%, meaning like if there is a opponent team which actually excels on the healing ability, like they have a lot of healers and they are just keeping on healing themselves over and over again, and this guy is going to be out there to counter them. He's a bane for them, all right, and he is gonna make sure that they are gonna bite dust real soon. Even if they are trying to like lean on the support of their very impressive healers, and this guy is out there to just say get off the map. All right, so that's how good he is. And finally, when we are gonna look into his next or let's say the last skill, Thoughts of Hell, right up here guys, when Yulvyin is killed, he causes 40% of max HP fatal damage to the enemy with the highest attack. It's pretty much like a revenge attack. When he dies, he deals a very burst amount of massive damage against the opponents, and guess what guys, at stage 21 the damage is gonna be improved to 150% of max HP. My god, that's a lot of damage. And usually when he dies, you can expect him to take an opponent with him to the like eternity of hell. Okay, that's how amazing he is. He's gonna kill an opponent whenever he gets killed as well, most of the time, especially when the opponents are pretty squishy. Alright, and that actually makes him even better. So even while he dies, he actually comes with a vengeance, being able to deal really good damage and bringing or like just dragging an opponent with him to the hell. And that's so awesome guys. So in overall, this guy is out there for solid massive damage output, being able to reduce the attack speed of the opponents, making it much easier for you guys to have control in the PvP arena battles. And he can also reduce the restoration effect of the healers of the opponent team, making it much harder for the healers to sustain their team in the PvP battles in the opponent team, right? And finally, when he dies, he makes sure that somebody is gonna go with him as well. So that's gonna be our Nightmare Archmage Yulvyin. Very, 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 very ferocious when he is alive, and when he's gonna die as well. Alright, so 2 birds with 1 stone. And the next unit that I really want to recommend to you guys is gonna be the Sinclair. Well, alright, so I would say this guy is a very balanced unit. So let's say you really don't want like very like aggressiveness, okay, like Yulvyin. You want to have a little bit of healing, you want to have a little bit of utility, you want to have a really good, like, you know, damage output against the opponents, like everything all together. Alright, this guy is gonna be out there for your rescue, because this guy like, like he is a really good healer, and also at the same time being able to deal some really good damage against the opponents. All right, so he's also a maze unit, and from the light element, 1802 attack stat, which is pretty high as well. All right, and when it comes to the first active skill, look at it. He can deal massive damage against the opponents. Look at that, dealing 560% of attack damage to enemies along the way, and it can improve up to 960% of attack, while he can actually dispel 6 buffs of the opponents as well. Wow, that is great. Oh my god, look at that. That is great, isn't it? So he's a really good dispeller as well at the same time, so try to upgrade his skill right off the bat, okay? And that makes him really good unit when it comes to both PvP as well as the PvE contents. And finally, the next one is going to be the Healing Justice. Now this is what actually makes him a very good, like, healer unit, okay? Sinclair heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10%, which can improve up to 40% of the ally's max HP, and dispels 1 debuffs on the ally, and later on it can improve up to 3. So in maximum, all right, he can actually heal by 40%, alright, of the allies max HP, and dispels up to 3 debuffs, which is so good for the overall effectivity of the entire team, and for the overall durability of the team as well, for the long-term battles especially, okay? So that makes him pretty great unit right off the bat. Alright, and finally, when it comes to his mind manipulation, his final skill out here, when the battle begins, increases attack speed of 5 allies for 2% every 8 seconds for 8 seconds, stacking up to 5 stacks, meaning like the attack speed of the allies can be improved up to like 10% with those 5 stacks out there, guys. Alright, and later on, definitely the time interval is gonna get decreased to 4 seconds instead of like 8 seconds. Bonus attack speed is increased to 5%. My god, think about that. 5 times 5, that's gonna be 25%. 25% of attack speed boost. My god, just think about it. You have got Yulvyin, and then you have got the Sinclair combined together. They are gonna rule in the PvP arena battles, guys. So try to have them both if possible. They are gonna be a really good teammates, and they are gonna perform really great like performance out there in the battlefield together. So yeah, that's gonna be Sinclair. And finally, the third and the last unit which I would want to suggest to you guys is gonna be no other than the space-time maze Oche. That's what we call him, right? Oche. Alright, so he's a maze unit from the Legion element, and his attack stat may not be really that great, but hey, he is more about support, okay? Okay, so first of all, guys, when we are going to be looking, we should be looking into his chain of lightning. This effect right here defines for who he is, okay? For every 3 basic attacks, remember, for every 3 basic attacks, so it's a passive effect. Oche summons lightnings to deal 240% of attack damage to a random enemy. That is great. There is a 40% chance to stun the target for 2.5 seconds. My god. Now that stunning effect is what actually makes him so good out there. Really good CC effect, okay? It's really meant for the crowd controlling stuff, while also being able to dish out some really good damage against the opponents. Alright, and level 3 damage is increased to 560% of attack, which is pretty impressive. Chance to stun the enemy is increased to 60% instead of just 40%, which is better. And duration is increased to 5 seconds. Remember, 5 seconds of stun. That is something real great. And he keeps on striking this chain of lightning every 3 basic attacks with a 60% of chance, which I would say is a really good probability, and it's a really good frequency as well. My god, this is awesome, okay? You really don't have to do anything at all, okay? Oh, well, yes, this game is totally on auto mode, but still, oh, alright. He's gonna be out there, he's gonna be, like, like pushing up the opponents real good with the chain of lightning, being able to stun the opponents for up to 5 seconds, which is massive, enormous, and can give you a lot of advantage against the opponents out there in the battlefield, whether it be the PvE and, well, whether it be the PvP battles and arena contents. Especially in the arena contents, definitely this guy is going to be a really great help to you guys, no questions asked. And when it comes to his first active skill, Oche summons energy lightning, dealing 200% of attack damage and 360% of attack damage to all targets within the circle that centers the target. So think about it. Not only that, he is going to be really able to crowd control efficiently, like stun for 5 seconds. That is no joke. That can give you a very amazing advantage to you guys right at the bat. Like every third basic attack, my god, Jesus Christ, that's a lot. Okay, and on top of that one, he can also deal some insane AoE damage as well. Level 3, damage to targets is increased to 400% of attack, and damage to all the targets within the range is increased to 560% of attack. My god, look at that. And just like, just enjoy that. So this guy, if you actually manage to get him, rejoice as well. Very amazing unit, guys. And that actually makes him so good. Energy Blast, it says. His final skill, when Oche triggers a crit hit. Okay, so well, we have to build him around the crit hit, because like he really needs to frequently hit the crit hit on the opponents, and when he does, what's gonna happen? Increase skill damage by 5% for 8 seconds, which can be stacked up to 3 stacks. Okay, so at maximum, skill damage increases to 20% instead of just 5%. Wow, my god, and up to 3 stack, that means like 60% boost in his damage. My god. Okay, you might be thinking, hey Zennosh, come on, his basic attack stat is really low. I mean, like compared to Yulvyin, which is like 2002 stat, right? Whereas for the Oche, he's just like 1358 points only. So don't you think that like his his damage output may be really weak? Well, this thing right over here, guys, is gonna make sure that this guy is gonna be doing a lot of damage against the opponents. Just make sure that you have a very high crit hit build on him, and this guy is gonna be out there for some massacre. He's gonna be killing out their opponents for enjoyment. Okay, so yeah, there we go. He has got like single target nuke, and also at the same time a lot of AoE damage as well. Wow, he's a Thunder King, guys. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Triggers Chain of Lightning on the next attack as well. My god, look at that. This will, all you need to do is land a crit hit, and you don't even need to wait for the third basic attack. Think about it. All you need to do is land a crit hit, and he's gonna make sure that not only that opponents will be stunned, they will also be receiving massive damage. My god, he's the best crowd controller in the game. Alright, so yeah, that's it. Like, all hail the maze, space-time maze Oche. Alright, so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, if there are other units that actually come into your mind, that these are the units that we are supposed to reroll for, then let me in the comment section below. But as for me, I would say the first unit you should be getting is gonna be the Nightmare Archmage Yulvyin, which is really meant for the both PvE as well as the PvP contents or arena contents. For the both early game contents until the end game contents, you are never gonna be regret for getting him or re-rolling for him. This guy is absurd. This guy is crazy insane. All right, and that's gonna be the Nightmare Archmage Yulvyin. And the next one is definitely going to be the Sinclair. Not only that, he can deal some really great damage against the opponents, some really good AoE damage as well, and at the same time he can heal the allies, which can be a really great help in order to improve the sustainability of the team. And at the same time, being able to boost the attack speed of the allies is going to be a really great help, especially in the arena contents. Alright, and finally, when we come to the Oche, my god, the Thunder King right over here is going to be able to deal massive damage, even though he has very low attack stat. Later on, guys, thanks to his Energy Blast, he will still be able to dish out one of the heaviest damage output out there, while being able to frequently stun the opponents one after another. And that actually makes it much easier for you guys to just kill the opponents while you laugh at their face. Okay, so yes, those are the 3 heroes that you are supposed to reroll for, as they are going to be a lot more health to you guys compared to other hero units out there in terms of easy and quick gameplay progression. That's it. That is pretty much it for today. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, and see you guys in the next video.